Pep Talk UK, Pro Beez. Remember, subscribe. And I'm delighted to be joined for the first time with the blonde bomber, Ebanie Bridges. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. I think it's right in me to say good day, mate.
Good day, mate. Yeah, good day.
I get that from Neighbours, man. I was a big Neighbours fan back in the day, you know.
Oh,
Scott and
Neighbours,
Charlene,
yeah.
probably before your time.
Yeah. Charlene is no, I remember that. I'm not a huge in Neighbours, but I know we had Home and Away, so yeah.
Yeah. Neighbours was all about Ramsey Street. But
I'm trying to remember, was Charlene, I don't know, I'm trying to think, are you talking about like Kylie Minogue days or like
yes, Kylie Minogue.
yeah.
You're my age now.
Is Kylie Minogue Charlene?
That's it, Charlene. And
See,
then
me and
Jason
Charlene have something.
with Scott.
Me and Charlene had something in common because I was a mechanic as well.
Oh wow, okay.
I was a mechanic like 15 years ago when I first left school. That's what I did. So yeah, you know, we can relate.
Well, look, it's good to have you on. I mean, you've been making quite a few waves on Twitter. It seems like UK media, the UK press, plus the boxing fans over here have kind of embraced you.
Yeah, bless. Yeah, they're like the bomber. It's good. It's good.
Now, what I like about you is, look, you just call it how it is. You know, there's no hold back. You know, we call it smoke. You're just on that smoke all the time, 100%.
Yeah, definitely don't hold back. I suppose I don't know if it's stubborn, but I'm very when I have my I have my beliefs and my values, and I stay strong by that. I'm not like a pushover, and I'm not like a yes man, and I don't agree with people just because I want people to like me. I just say what I say and what I believe and what I think, and you can like it or not. I don't really give a fuck. Like whatever. If you don't, I don't care. Like but I'm gonna stand by what I believe in. Yeah. Unless I mean, look, if it's something unreasonable and you can twist my arm, then sure.
There's been some good fighters come from down under. I've been fortunate to interview Joseph Parker, Lucas Brown, and now Ebanie Bridges coming through.
Yeah. I was just talking to Joseph Parker actually the other day. He's actually New Zealander, he's not Australian. But he's they're talking about that fight with junior fight in New Zealand, hopefully getting a fight, And I was like, get me on the card.
Great idea.
We're not allowed to leave Australia. Like we have travel restrictions, international travel bans. So we can't leave and you can't come in. But there's like a bit of grey area with New Zealand. So you never know. That would be cool.
100%. Now, I've got to admit, women's boxing's on fire at the moment. I think, Carissa Shields, kind of was like the person to kind of, and Kate Taylor, the two marquee boxers that everyone was looking at in terms of like spearheading women's boxing in the modern day. But I think, this year it's right in saying that it's totally now exploded. And I can't wait to the next women's fight. And actually, I can't wait for you to come over here when the restrictions have gone. Yeah. And have it with some of these UK fighters. Maybe Shannon Courtenay.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of options in the UK. Definitely more options in here in Australia. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get over there as well. Like, just for me personally, just to fight in front of that fan base and just that vibe that the Brits have with their sport is so different to Australia. Like boxing is really nothing here. You know what I mean? So just to be over there and experience that would just be incredible. I've fought in America. I've been to big fights in America. I know what it's like in America as well. America's pretty good. But I feel like, the Brits are just a lot more vocal and a lot more loud, and that's what I love. So, yeah, no, it'd be awesome, man. I can't wait to get over there. So fingers crossed everything happens sooner. But, I mean, going back on the females, like Clarissa, man, I love Clarissa. Like, she's the opposite to Katie, and I love that she doesn't change who she is. I mean, she's grown up and she's matured, obviously, and you do as you do, but she's still who she is, and she's still, she doesn't take shit, and she still sticks to her personality. No, and you shouldn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, she's the one there bringing eyes on the sport. she's getting people to want to watch the sport for whatever reason it is. Whatever she's doing, she's intelligent, she's smart, she's doing it the right way because everyone knows her name. She's, 3-division world champion, and you can't fault that, And then you got Katie Taylor, who's the quiet-spoken little Irish girl that's super extremely, talented and has that skill that, really wowed people. So, I mean, yeah, you need all kinds of, different fighters and characters in boxing, and especially, women's boxing. And I think that's what we're starting to see now with the variety of female fighters, because there's a bigger pool now. So you've got these personalities, you've got these styles, and you've got these competitive fights. So definitely exciting. And now the promoters are jumping on board and getting behind us, which is really key, and the fans will come.
Definitely. And I think, you talk about promoters. We saw in fight camp, we saw Natasha Jonas and Terry Harper, cracking fight. Shannon Courtenay, Rachel Ball.
Yes.
Cracking fight. Even Cecilia against McCaskill, another good fight, which for my money was very close. I think all these fights were quite close, actually.
Yeah, definitely. There definitely hasn't been a lopsided female fight that I've seen recently. Obviously besides Sinesta and stuff, but there hasn't been a really lopsided fight, especially between the British kind of fight camp and the matchroom fights. They've definitely been very even, which is great. It's frustrating as a fan. I'm a fan of boxing, so it's frustrating when you see these fights and there's this, oh no, I think that person won, or oh, that shouldn't have been a draw, or it's but it brings on that second the opportunity for rematches, and everyone loves a good rematch, and rematches bring up a lot of interest, especially if the fights are good. For me personally, Jonas and Harper was the best for me. Just the different, just the different variety of kind of skill, the different variety of boxing, like inside, outside. There's some brilliant inside work there, which I love. My inside fighting. I'm a big Mexican fighters fan, so I love to see them when they're sitting toe to toe and just going at it and sitting in there in the pocket, and so I really like that, and you could see the skill and the pedigree of both of those girls. So yeah, and then you got the other ones which are good as well. But yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, you talked about Harper and Jonas being your favorite.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there in the boxing forums were saying that Natasha Jonas won that fight. Straight up and down. In the press, in terms of the forums over here, a lot of people were saying Natasha won that fight. What did you make of that fight? Who do you think won?
Yeah, I think Tasha won it. I thought it was pretty clear. I think I had one, I'm pretty sure I had Jonas's six rounds to 4, but I thought they were quite clear that she won those rounds. But hey, you know what? It's easy to judge from your couch watching TV. And I know that when I've gone and watched back fights, for example, the Katie Taylor Pearsoon fight.
When
I watched that, 2. When I watched that the first time, I was like, Pearsoon got that, but I've watched that quite a few times. I love to analyze fights, and I watched it back, and the second time I watched it, I was like, you know what? Nah, I see that. I see Katie Taylor winning that. And I'm like, I could definitely see how she won it. And then you watch it again, and you just see it clearer. And I've said it before, these judges got to make their experience. They've got to make these decisions on the spot, and it is hard sometimes to do that. It's easy to say it from the couch, this and that. But I think also when you're watching it, you get emotional, as a fan. So, but yeah,
Definitely.
I think it was a great fight. I do think Tasha won it. But we'll see, hopefully in a rematch. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think with the Katie Taylor and Pearsoon fight, again, it's quite subjective. What are you into? Are you looking for the work rate?
Yeah.
Or are you looking for the cleaner work?
Yes.
And that's what I find is, the argument.
Yes, I find that as well. Sometimes it is like that. As much as you got the criteria, you can't help as a person to be subjective sometimes, because of the storm outside. You can't help to be subjective sometimes. I suppose you're humans. That's why there is, usually 3 judges, because, you can't just have one person's eyes. And yeah, going on that work rate, who you watch, watching, you're supposed to watch them at the same time. Do you really notice that body work, or do you just see that forward punching, see a little bit of a head snap back of a kind of a push punch, but then you miss, you know, maybe the body shots that come back. Like, you know, it's, yeah. And when you've got a fighter like Soon, she makes it very hard to judge, because it's just so much, it's hard to judge. Like, I mean, take my hats off to the judges. Like, I mean, it is hard to judge, you know. There's so many punches, and not really, it is not really full mess, but it's like, you know, she's a Terminator. I said this. She looks like a Terminator. She just walks forward. Yeah, like literally just a Terminator. Like, walks forward, eats punches, you know, but throws punches and eats them at the same time. But tell you what, yeah, she's pretty tough lady, and that her conditioning is insane.
Definitely, she's definitely the type of fighter that once the whole bout is over, you're like, well, I'm glad that's over.
Yeah.
I won't rush into another fight with her, because that was some bloody hard work.
I think she said it at the interview, after the interview, or maybe Katie Taylor said it. Give me a break first, when they talked about a trilogy. They're like, oh, can I just have a break first? Because you're gonna need a break after that fight. Like, they're the kind of fights, yeah, you definitely need to recover. You know, I did throw it out there, and not to be insulting or anything, but I did say that, especially the last round when they were going at it, like, it just reminded me of Gaddy Ward. The last round, they were just punching. They didn't give a shit. They were just punching, and they were eating punches and throwing punches. It was literally like the defense was like not non-existent, but they didn't give a fuck. So like, last round, go at it. Like, you know, it was pretty full on. I was on the edge of my seat. I'm like, these girls aren't caring about defense right now. Like, either they really don't care, they don't think they're going to get hit, or someone's going to be about to get knocked out. Like, it was great.
There's talk of Katie Taylor moving up to fight McCaskill at 140, and McCaskill in her last fight showed that she's of a similar ilk to Bassoon with the amount of punches she was throwing. Another hard night's work for Katie Taylor if those two meet.
Yeah, I think McCaskill will be quite a bit easier than Soon for Katie, to be honest. She likes to throw a lot more looping shots and likes to fall over punches as well. And I mean, that's what I saw with the Breakhurst fight. And Katie Taylor, you know, and she doesn't throw as many punches. I mean, she's busy, but I mean, she's not like a Terminator like Soon, you know. So I think that will be definitely be an easier fight for Katie Taylor. Still be tough, but I think it's going to be an easier fight than Soon. But who knows?
No, you know, women's boxing is buzzing. I think we're loving it. I think it's about time, you know, the men are giving a run for their money. And, you know, we had women, you know, women power at the front of boxing.
Yeah, girl power. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, no, definitely. You know, they've been doing the MMA for a while now. It's, you know, they're tough in the MMA. Like, tell you what, I wouldn't want to cop an elbow or knee to the face.
Cyborg. Chris Cyborg.
Yeah, right. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, like, you know, they're marketed really well in the UFC, and they're believed in, and they're pushed. So, you know, it's just a matter of time. I mean, we're building. I think, you know, obviously the UK is. If you talk to anyone around the world, we know that you know, if you know, the UK is definitely where it's at for female fighters of women's boxing. Of course, you know, we got America, and there's some promoters in America. Like, you know, Lou DiPella and even Eddie over in America with Matchroom, but it's still not the same as the Brits, you know. So and in Australia, yeah, Australia's Australia. So I think, you know, hats off to the Brits, and hats off to, you know, Eddie Hearn and what they're doing for women's boxing, because it's just going to set the trend.
What's kind of next for the Blonde Bomber? I mean, who do you want? Who do you want to fight? When do you want to fight? Obviously, you know, if the restrictions are lifted, what's next for you?
Yeah, oh, well, if the restrictions are lifted, then I'm coming straight to the UK, first stop UK. And whoever I've got, and, you know, honestly, it's I'm not really fussed. I've had 4 fights. I just want to keep fighting. Happy to fight anyone that they put in front of me, as long as the negotiations are right, and as long as the terms are good. You know what I mean? Like, I love to fight, but I have to look after myself as well. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's a lot of things that go into making fights. But look, there's some talk of fights here in Australia that could be happening. You know, it just depends. We've got a bit of a problem here with border restrictions. All the borders are closed. I can't even go to another state. We're locked in our own states. And if we want to go, it's a huge thing. Like, 2 weeks, you got to lock yourself in a hotel room. You can't go out getting fresh air. You can't run. You can't eat. Go and get food. You're stuck. It's like a cell. So do I really want to do that in a prep? 2 weeks before my fight, 3 weeks before my fight, no sparring, no, you know what I mean? It makes it really hard. So it just depends, you know, COVID pending. If we're in a perfect world, then I would be in the UK already by now and fighting whoever they want me to fight over there. Anyone. I don't really care.
And
I think I can beat.
And you say you won't be short chains. I mean, being a maths teacher, I think you know what's right to be paid. You can't be ripped off.
No, I know my worth. I know my worth. But I'm not greedy. It's women's boxing. I'm not, you know, but you know, it's still, I'm not coming to lose. I'm not coming as a B-side, as a bum. I'm not that kind of fighter, you know. I'm going to be a world champion, and I plan to do it the right way. And, you know, I won't get used and abused by people. So, you know, I'm not just a little blonde, you know, so, but I want to fight, you know, but it's got to be decent. And I think that's fair enough as someone that puts their life on the line, in the ring, that, you know, you need to get decent offers.
What would you say to those also as well? I've seen a lot on Twitter about, you know, a bit of criticism for you flaunting your looks online. What do you say to the haters about that?
Sorry, God gave me looks. Like, what do you want me to do? Wear a paper bag on my head and a potato sack at weigh-ins? Like, seriously. I mean, you know, I've never even uploaded a bikini photo, like in the beach or like anything like that. It's all training. It's all boxing related, you know. I just feel like, I don't know, like, you know what? People just need to accept people for who they are. Stop hating. Unfortunately, and I spread this message a lot, you know, to my students and to people around me, is that just be you, just be real. And I that's who I am. I just be me. I do what I want. I put up what I want. I say what I want. You know, I don't offend anyone. The only people that are getting offended are the people that are jealous, you know, and that's not my problem. That's their problem. And the main thing is whatever you do, be true to yourself, because no matter what you look like, no matter what you do, you're going to get hated. You know, I could look like more masculine, like a man. I get teased saying I look like a man. You know what I mean? I get, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, you got white skin, dark skin, you know, whatever color, like, it doesn't matter. Someone's going to hate you. Someone's going to put shit on you. They're going to try and pull you down when you're coming up. And, you know, you guys can keep trying, but all that attention and all that tweeting and all that talking about me, good or bad, all it's doing is getting me more exposure, more talks about me, more media, and more attention. So, mate, keep it up. I don't care. You know, for me, the more attention I get, the more followers I get, the more money I make. So that's it. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Ebony, it's been a pleasure to have you on Pep Talk for the first time.
Yeah,
and
cool.
definitely, I know that we're gonna have another opportunity to talk to you, and next time we'll go into a little bit more depth, you know, about your career in boxing. But
yeah, cool. Hopefully, I have something to actually talk about next time with my career. You know, some actual stuff going down. But yeah, for now, it's just fingers crossed and hoping and praying. You know, like pretty much 90% of fighters out there at the moment.
Yeah, you've got some news that you've got pending. Is that right? Or
yeah.
Okay, right. UK promoter?
No. Maybe no. I've talked to some promoters over there, but no. Yeah, more like fights in Australia. It just depends. So we'll see. I don't talk about things until they're happening.
That's right.
Really.
Otherwise, you get disappointed when they don't happen. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I just get disappointed by myself, but I don't want to disappoint the world. You know what I mean? I don't talk shit. I say it and it's happening. If it's not, then you don't hear nothing from me. You know, so.
Everything is a quote online now. As soon as you say something, it's there, and it could be pin tweeted.
Oh yeah.
It could be quoted by the fans.
One of my pet hate is hashtag stay tuned, hashtag news coming, hashtag like announcement soon. Just fucking say it or don't. Like, you know what I mean? Say it when it's happening. Like, I mean, whatever. I'm not like that, because imagine you say that and it falls through and they're like a month later, hey, like what happened to that? I'm just not like that. You know, there'll be no hints or anything like that. It will be like when I know, you know. When it's signed, it's all coming.
100%. Look, I'd like to thank the blonde bomber, Ebony Bridges. Pep Talk.